So you're hoping to make a really nice profit on your next flip or potentially your first flip? Well, in order to do that, you're gonna need to know your numbers. And if that's not something that you're good at, like myself, then you're in luck, because my wife Nicole specializes in the details, in the numbers. And knowing the numbers, whether you're gonna make a good profit or not on a project really fast, is gonna be key if you're in a competitive situation and you wanna make sure you're making a competitive offer and at the same time making good profit for yourself. Well, having a good tool that could make this possible for you really easily and really fast would be helpful, right? Well, that's where the Profit Evaluator comes into play. In this video, Nicole's gonna walk you through the Profit Evaluator and show you how to input the numbers that make a difference. So here's Nicole with the Profit Evaluator.
When you're investing in real estate, it is imperative that you know and understand your numbers, and you can quickly analyze deals. So what we do when we're analyzing a project is first, we'll look at it and get some real general comps and say, okay, I think the house is about worth this. And we'll say, all right, what would 70% of the value of that house be? And then we'll click through pictures real quick and get a general idea of repairs and say, okay, I think that this possibly could cost $40,000, say. So you take whatever that 70% of the ARV is, minus your repairs, and roll with it. And that gives you a great starting point. But again, don't stop there. We have created this awesome Profit Evaluator where you can simply go in and click your numbers through fast to help you analyze deals even faster. So our next step, after just taking a few minutes to see if we're even going to be in the ballpark for this to be a deal, is to open up a Profit Evaluator sheet and put the numbers in. And from here, it gives us a better understanding of if this is actually a deal or not, and also allows us to know what offer we need to be making. The other thing that I really love about this is it'll show you all of your lending costs as well, and you can get a better idea of what using certain lenders on projects is going to cost you versus another. All right, let's dive in and take a look at this property. So this is a property that we've actually just purchased, and I'm gonna run you through how we ran our numbers. So as you can see right here, it's a ranch style home. Really all we do is just kind of wander through the home. I love when they give pictures like this and you can get an idea of what's going on. Right when you walk in the front door, it looks like there's a wall. So, you might want to think about some floor plan configurations, throw that into your budget. And you can see it needs a new kitchen, bathrooms, the whole nine here, right? So as you're going through, walk through the project, get an idea of what kind of repairs need to be done. Now, one thing it's going to be really hard to see in pictures is some of the structural issues. So anything, maybe electrical going on, you're really not going to be able to see in the pictures. And with this particular project, we always do pre and post inspections, but with this particular project, it had a lot of subfloor damage that you actually cannot see in the picture. So what we recommend is to start running your numbers through the Profit Evaluator based on what you can see in the pictures or what you know about the property. And then once you have it under contract and you're in your due diligence phase, then you get that inspection and you dig in further. So that way you make sure that you're not getting into trouble and make sure that you're not getting into a bad deal. All right, so let's run through this evaluator. I'm gonna put and make sure the square footage is in there. All right, so on this property, our ARV is $950,000. Now I'm just gonna run through this super fast. I'm not gonna get into the nitty-gritty of how to estimate repair costs or how to figure out what an ARV is. But if you have any questions about anything that you see through here that I'm just kind of breezing through, feel free to ask the question down in the comments and we'll send a response back. And who knows, if we get enough comments about something, we can always just create a quick video explaining it. All right, so the asking price on this one, I believe, was $575. We did negotiate this one down. And so always start with your ARV, what their current asking price is, and then I just go into the repairs tab. And this is a quick summary to go through and see what the project needs. So for this one, we're gonna need to tear out a lot of the subfloors. We're gonna need a large dumpster. We're gonna have larger demo costs. So I just go down this list just like this. Landscaping, minor repairs on the exterior. We're gonna paint it. The doors did cost us a little bit more. And the great thing is you can change the numbers in these cells. So as you start to understand your own renovation costs, you can just plug them in here. And if you know you're doing a higher end project versus a lower end project, you can change these numbers pretty easily. With this one, we wanted to add a fence, replace the roof. There's a little shed in the back that needs a little bit of love. So we're gonna go ahead and throw some money to the budget to repair that. There was some subfloor damage, duct repair, a new HVAC unit. We typically, in all of our renovations, update all new plugs and outlets. Anytime we have an older home, we just know we're gonna have some electrical updates. I always just buffer in for that. Hot water heater, paint the interior, drywall repairs, flooring and LVP flooring, accent wall, so we budget for that. All new doors and hardware. And again, this is just gonna be specific to your project. Look at your comps in the neighborhood to see how far you need to go with these repairs. This, we just knew we needed to go pretty high on the renos. Here, I have our average bathroom costs for low, medium, and high end. So for this one, we have 3 bathrooms, a high-end kitchen. We need to fix some of the subfloors, and we need to open a load-bearing wall. We always have to clean at the end, and it's super, super important to always be putting a contingency in all of your projects. Even if you think you've got it all figured out, trust me, you're gonna want at least a little contingency in. Usually, if I'm quick analyzing a deal, I'll put a higher contingency in just because I know there's some things that we don't know about yet. But if once we've already had our inspection, I like to throw in just a number that can help. Usually 10% is a great one if you already kind of know what's going on. And that will bring you up to your projected budget on the project. So the great thing is with this calculator is it pulls your repairs in right into this sheet here. So now I can see what my profit would be, what the repairs are gonna be. I'm assuming it's gonna be a 6-month hold time, and you're already seeing that that looks like a pretty hefty profit. Now, we typically like to stay in a specific ARV. So if you scroll down here, you can put your max ARV, and we like to be at a maximum of 75%. So our maximum allowable offer on this property would be $520, but they're asking $575. So for our specific criteria, we would want to get the property down to $520. Now we did happen to get it at $500,000, but after looking at some of these repairs and knowing a little bit more about the project, one thing that I missed on here, and we're gonna have to add this into the calculator now that I'm looking at it, is we had to do some framing on the home and some additional repairs. So I'm just gonna bump this up because this was a more expensive project to do, and that's gonna be more what we're expecting the renovation budget to be. Again, this shows you what your profit's gonna be. You have your ARV in there, your asking price. And the really cool thing about this, and what I love and why I created this specifically this way, is I can choose what lender I want to use. So lender 1 over here, they're gonna give me, because we've worked with them a lot, they're not gonna make me come out of pocket as long as I stay in that 75% of that ARV. They're gonna charge me higher interest, points, and fees. So what I can do is come over here and say, okay, that's my profit. And you can also even just see what your financing is gonna look like. Now we have another lender where a little bit more cash comes out of pocket. And you can also see the cash on cash return, where we need to put 10% down. We get a great interest rate, great points, but again, it's more money out of pocket. So you have to figure out what's important to you. But you can see over here how that shifts the profit. So the financing costs are much lower, but now your cash on cash return is gonna shift a little bit, and you're gonna see that you need more cash to carry the project. So it's really all about your end goals. But what I wanted to do with this particular calculator for us was to be able to say, okay, what lender is gonna work best for this project? What are my costs really look like? Okay, that's an awesome looking profit. I love that profit margin. Are we staying within our maximum allowable offer? And again, everything shoots out your variance. We have a great cash on cash return. And so you can really start to make dialed in decisions here. Now, one thing you're going to want to do is property taxes. Make sure you're entering that. Our insurance is a little bit higher on this. And then you just throw in your buying, your selling costs. We always have staging. The staging is going to be higher on this one because it's a high-end property. So you can really just go down and detail this out to what works for you in your business, in your market. And as you can see right now, this is looking like we're going to hit $104,000 profit. Not too bad for a renovation project, especially one that we're anticipating to be done in about 6 months. And then as you can see, if we're expecting it to be done in 6 months and you want to add a buffer in for 9 months, you can see how much that shifts your profit. So this is really going to help you hone in on all of your costs and see how certain little things, like a project going over just a few months, is going to hit your bottom line. So that's it. That's how we analyze projects. That's how we can take really smart decisions in our business with what lender we're going to use, what things are really costing us, and how we can stay within our maximum allowable offer on each and every single project. So if you have any questions, hit us up in the comments below. I'd love to hear anything that you are wondering from this video, and we'll jump in and answer any questions. And if you want this Profit Evaluator, we're actually linking it below just as a free resource so you can get out there and do your best analyzing deals, making your best profits, and really moving your business forward. If you love this video, hit the like and subscribe button because we've got a lot more content like this that we want to share with you, and you want to make sure you're getting those notifications. So thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you on the next round.
So that is the amazing Profit Evaluator. It's going to change your life forever. Forever, ever, forever. Nicole has fine-tuned the spreadsheet in order to give you or somebody like me a tool that you can use in order to analyze a deal fast. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel to get more information like this, or just follow our journey. And another tool that can be very helpful on one of your next projects or your first project is an inspection checklist. And we'll give you that link in the description as well. And also, if you want to check out the video about this, check it out right here. Thank you. We'll see you next time.